So recently, I've been watching a lot of Among Us streams, and there's one streamer in particular that stood out for a very specific reason, and by the title of this video, you already know who that is, and that's Pewdiepie, who isn't really known for streaming, but still a massive name nonetheless. But the reason why he stood out to me was because of his microphone. He's using a shotgun microphone, which normally is a replacement to lav mics when shooting videos, as they capture a more natural sound and focus in on the speaker and help suppress the noise from the sides. And the reason why they're amazing for shooting is just because you can set it up directly in front of the speaker or whoever's speaking, and as long as they talk in the direction of that mic, you're good. Versus something like a lav mic where the speaker might accidentally brush up on the mic or unplug the cable and mess up the audio recording. And if you're wondering what is a lav mic, well, it's typically those small mics that go underneath the t-shirt and they clip onto the top when shooting videos. And fun fact, the audio you're hearing right now is actually recorded on a lav mic, right here. So then this begs the question of, is this suitable for streaming? Which from what I just described, as well as what we can see from Pewdiepie's setup, it's clearly suitable when done right and under the right conditions. But under the wrong conditions, it definitely is not going to be the right choice. And that is where we're going to be investigating in this video, because I actually have the exact same mic he's using right here. And that's the Rode NTG4 Plus. And no, I did not go out and just buy this for this video. I had it already, so take that, comment section. And to compare it to the shotgun mic I just showed you, we're going to be using the also popular Shure SM7B microphone. That's because, fun fact, they cost the exact same, which is perfect because if you're going to be spending $400 on a mic, because that's how much each of these cost, then you're going to want to know which one will work best for your needs if you're going to be spending that kind of money. Now, to power both of these devices, I will be using the GoXLR Mini because it has a strong enough preamp to power the Shure mic without needing a cloud lifter, and also has phantom power, which the NTG4 Plus requires. Plus, if you're streaming, this is the only mixer you will want to buy. With all that said, let's hop over to the computer and start testing all this out. Okay, to start, I will be setting up each mic specifically for how they are designed to be used. For the Shure SM7B, it will be directly in front of my mouth, and for the shotgun microphone, it's going to be about a foot away and angled in the direction of my mouth. Now with the shotgun mic, the best thing about this is it can be right here in front of my face, or I could put it right here in front of my face. As long as it's a foot away, that's where I'm going to take the best advantage of it, and that's why it's so good for maybe potentially streaming, is because you won't have to have a microphone in front of your face when you're talking all the time, or in the middle of your gameplay when you're just trying to play a game. You can have one off to the side, a foot away, and it still sounds amazing. And also, I will be specifying which mic is being listened to in the bottom left, just in case it's not obvious enough. Now during this, we're going to be performing 4 different tests. One test is going to be sound quality, another is distance test, a keyboard typing test, and then a background noise without the noise gate on. So let's just get started. Okay, so it's actually the next day when I'm filming this, because when I filmed yesterday, I ended up messing up the audio because of the GoXLR. I didn't know that it didn't save the mic settings. If I set the noise gate up for the Shure SM7B and then made a new profile and set it up for the NTG4 Plus, it doesn't matter what I did, they were gonna be the same. So each of these I have to change as I go, or else they're gonna sound different. But I got it all fixed now, so now let's run into the microphone testing.
There once was a man named Michael Finnegan. He had 3 whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them off and they grew in again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. There once was a man named Michael Finnegan. He had 3 whiskers on his chin again. The wind blew them off and they grew in again. Poor old Michael Finnegan begin again. This is what I sound like 1 foot away from the microphone. This is what I sound like 2 feet away from the microphone. This is what I sound like 3 feet away from the microphone. This is what I sound like 1 foot away from the microphone. This is what I sound like 2 feet away from the microphone. This is what I sound like 3 feet away from the microphone. This is a keyboard typing test. I'm talking right into it while typing at the same time on my Cherry MX Red switches, which are pretty loud to begin with. This is what it sounds like. This is the keyboard typing test. I am typing and have Cherry MX Red switches. They are kind of noisy, and this is what it sounds like with it right underneath the microphone. Okay, and then the last test, just to show you that this is what the microphone sounds directly on top of it, as I said earlier, as it's intended to be. And this is what I sound like if I were right up against the microphone for the Rode NTG4 Plus. This is what it sounds like. This is the quality of my voice if I were to get right up on it like I do the Shure SM7B.
Okay, so I went back and edited all the footage and compared the two microphones side by side. And here are my final thoughts and recommendations. Looking at the sound quality first, I would definitely say the Shure SM7B wins. This has a great natural sound and doesn't have any echo. Versus the Rode has a slight echo and picks up a bit more background noise when talking. For the distance test, the Shure SM7B definitely gets worse the farther away you get. And the Rode NTG4 Plus still sounds good as you back up, but the echo does increase slightly. As for the keyboard test, the Shure SM7B does a lot better job at eliminating the noise of the keyboard versus the Rode, which has a lot harder time eliminating that noise. And as for the background removal test, they both sound the same. They both did an amazing job for not letting any noise in when no noise was made. This is after I set up the noise gate on the GoXLR. Without the noise gate, the Shure mic would win. However, that's why I recommend a GoXLR, so you can customize it and make sure that no sounds that you don't want to hear are coming through either microphone. And lastly, the close proximity test for the Shure mic sounds better to me than the Rode NTG4 Plus. Not by much, and I want to note, if I took a bit more time to really dial in the Rode mic, I probably could have made it sound very similar to the Shure mic in the GoXLR software. I think with a few more tweaks of the software, I could have eliminated the keyboard sound or most of it. I could have also repositioned the mic so it's not directly above the keyboard, causing more noise to come up to the microphone. So I think if I just tweak those two issues, the keyboard thing would probably be on par with the Shure microphone. I will also add that when I listen to these without a high quality set of headphones, the Shure still sounds slightly better, but only slightly because of all the inconsistencies that these headphones provide are pretty much eliminated when listening to like on normal headphones or laptop speakers. Which I want to point out because the majority of people who are listening don't have a really good headset. They're either listening off their speakers or some Apple headphones or something. So most of these inconsistencies won't be picked up in other people's recordings. So then the question still stands, would I recommend the Rode NTG Plus? I would say yes under these conditions. You don't want a microphone in front of your face when streaming or just talking. You don't have much of an echo in your room. A standard room would work for this, but you definitely don't want to be in your kitchen with some tile and noise bouncing around. If you have a room with carpet or a wood floor with a rug, you'll be good. Lastly, you have something like a GoXLR to dial in the mic. Specifically, if you buy something that can provide phantom power like a Focusrite Scarlett, then good for you. You can power your mic. But it's still going to sound really bad unless you have software that will let you tweak the settings like the GoXLR provides. Yes, you can adjust these settings with a Reaper plugin in OBS, but your audio will only sound good in OBS, not when you're just chilling in Discord with the homies. And another good thing about this mic is it is smaller, so if you did want to still position it in front of your mouth, you can do that and get an even better sound, which you heard in the proximity test. But if you want an overall more natural sound and better noise suppression because you're in a noisy room or have an echo problem, then I would go with the Shure mic in this case. Now, bonus tip. I told you how much each mic is, but what I didn't tell you is you can actually snag a great deal on the Rode NTG4 Plus every time it goes on sale. Normally this mic is $400, but if you find it at the right time, you can get it as low as $269, which is what ended up happening to me. So if that's the case and you can find it on sale, I would definitely go with this mic over the SM7B, just for the cost alone. And as of right now, when making this video, it is on sale for only $300. I'll leave the link to both of these mics in the description regardless. But that's gonna be my take on it. If you guys have a different one, leave it in the comments below and I'll be glad to discuss it with you. But that's gonna do it for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later.